Even a block, each block uses the hash from the previous block to create its own hash, thus linking the blocks together. Blockchain also uses a computational process called consensus to validate a block's authenticity before it can be added to the chain. As part of this process, the majority of nodes on the blockchain network must agree that the new block's hash has been calculated correctly. Consensus ensure that all copies in the distributed ledger are in the same state. Initially, a blockchain provided a distributed public ledger to support the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Blockchain made it possible to record blockchain transaction without the need for a central authority to establish trust in a trustless environment. Not only made transaction more efficient, it also eliminated the cost associated with third-party verification. Blockchain provides greater transparency, flexibility, and security over a conventional approach to handling distributed transaction. Although the blockchain history is relatively short, its effect has already been widely felt. Let us look on the current history of the blockchain since 2016. Although the blockchain itself starting on 2008, which is very long. Let us see from 2016 to the present whether blockchain goes to the mainstream. Okay? Today, a growing number of industries view blockchain as a valuable technology separate from Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. Despite this trend, however, each year from 2016 to present had its ups and downs. Let us see on 2016 that the word blockchain gained acceptance as a single word. As beginning, it is two words of blockchain, but since 2016, the word blockchain has been accepted as one word, a single word. This year, the Chamber of Digital Commerce and the Hyperledger project announced a partnership to strengthen industry advocacy and education. What next? The bugs in Ethereum decentralized autonomous organization code was exploited, resulting in a hard fork of the Ethereum network. The Bitfinex Bitcoin exchange was hacked and nearly 120,000 Bitcoin was stolen, accounting worth approximately of $66 million. 2017, Bitcoin hit a record high of nearly $2,000. Japan recognized Bitcoin as a legal currency in this year. 7 European banks formed a digital trade chain consortium to develop a trade finance platform based on blockchain. And the Block.one company introduced the EOS blockchain operating system designed to support commercial decentralized application. Approximately at this year, 15% of global banks use blockchain technology in some capacity. 2018, Bitcoin turned 10 years this year, 2008 until 2018. However, this year Bitcoin value continued to drop, ending the year about $3,800 at that time. So the online payment firm stopped accepting Bitcoin payment because extremely down from 20,000 till 3,800. Google, Twitter, and Facebook banned the cryptocurrency advertising. South Korea banned anonymous cryptocurrency trading, but announced it will invest billions in blockchain initiative. In this year, the European Commission launched the Blockchain Observatory and Forum. And Baidu, this year, they introduced its blockchain as a service platform. 2019, Walmart launched a supply chain system based on the Hyperledger platform. The Amazon itself announced the general ability of its Amazon Managed Platform service on AWS. This year as well, Ethereum network transaction exceeded 1 million per day. So the blockchain is being accepted, starting to be accepted this year. The blockchain research and development took center stage at organization embrace the blockchain technology and decentralized application for the use cases. And 2020, nearly 40% of respondents incorporated blockchain into production, and 55% viewed blockchain as a top strategic priority, according to the 2020 Global Blockchain Summit. And this year, Ethereum has launched the Beacon chain in preparation for Ethereum 2.0. Stablecoins saw a significant rise because they promise more stability than the traditional cyber currency. There was a growing interest in combining blockchains with AI to optimize their business process. Throughout these 5 years, there was a growing interest in using blockchain for application other than cyber currency. So this trend continues into 2021 as government and enterprises look to blockchain to handle a variety of use cases. This including the voting, the real estate, fitness tracking, intellectual property, the Internet of Things, and vaccine distribution. Moreover, multiple cloud providers now offer blockchain as a service, and the demand for a qualified blockchain developer is greater than ever. So, blockchain, which for its brief history has been inextricably tied to cryptocurrency, starting to cut, is still as a serious business technology, whether it's bringing transparency to a supply chain, reducing the risk in financial transaction, or defining ownership and value of so-called non-fungible token or NFT. Blockchain is increasingly seen as much more than a Bitcoin database. In the short term, blockchain has the potential to completely transform the movement of information through a supply chain, or to change how bank reconciliation unfolds. Down the line, blockchain is shaping up to be the connective tissue for a new approach to ERP, making it possible for network of ERP systems to work together. As the world begins to emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic, blockchain is finding new momentum as businesses look for new ways to address a variety of fresh challenges. The ability to decentralize data and applications, establish blockchain-enabled network that support multi-entity value chain, and bring transparency and verification to all sorts of data. It's like music to companies that have been confronted with every imaginable supply chain interruption. It is said that the blockchain has big future in the enterprise. Let's take a 7 blockchain trend. The business decision maker will want to pay attention to as they move closer to blockchain adoption. Okay? The true and transparent in the supply chain. All the supply chain are complex, multi-organizational beasts. Information has generally existed in silos with little visibility to any entity other than the one a company is buying from, making it difficult to see potential interruptions coming. what you get is a conventional supply chain. It's a very limited view. It's maybe good to know about stuff happening way above the upstream vendor that impact you. Not only does a supply chain blockchain network make that upstream visibility possible, it also offers the peace of mind of knowing the upstream data is accurate. With blockchain, everyone has the same copy of the same data and it is verified. The example of blockchain network have been popped up in the supply chains of various industries for a few years now. For example, the IBM Food Trust offer inclusion in a food industry blockchain to a consortium of clients. One such client, Walmart, we didn't know about Walmart, has for the past couple of years mandated that suppliers of leafy green vegetable participate in food trust, and it is expected to add more suppliers to the list. And the pharmaceutical industry is embracing blockchain in a big way as well. At the end of this blockchain network, consumer can scan QR code to define out exactly how the product they are buying got to the shelf. They will know more about what they are putting in their bodies, how product was stored and shipped, or whether they were produced with sustainable methodologies and materials. Tokenization. At simplest, tokenization is digitally representing something of value. And that can be cryptocurrency, the poster child of digital tokens, but it can also be goods that are unique but don't have inherent value, such as artwork or a piece of video. These so-called non-fungible tokens have become one of the hottest blockchain development, with NFTs taking the world by storm. It is much more efficient way of making things liquid that are illiquid. NFTs clearly present a huge opportunity to build a new form of digital commerce, but they also hold potential for enterprises in storing and verifying various types of digital assets. Transformation in financial services. The financial service industry has been one of the early adopters of blockchain with good reason, having been dependent on proving method of managing traditional assets. Financial services companies are not only seeing the assortment of assets, they deal with expand into areas like cryptocurrency, NFTs, and other blockchain business cases in finance. They have also seen their own supply chain get increasingly complex. Banks and other financial institutions have found that blockchain have them established network that deliver value to customers, particularly investors. It is that JP Morgan Chase has built its own wide-ranging blockchain platform, and Bank of America, UBS, and Morgan Stanley have all established blockchain teams. In a recent report, Synergize said blockchain enable decentralized ledger for payment could mean faster payment and lower fees, and that distributed ledger technology has the potential to reduce costs and make real-time transaction between financial institutions a reality. Meanwhile, a report from the argues that the blockchain-based infrastructure could help to reimagine global trade finance by driving efficiencies, lowering costs, and opening up new revenue opportunities. When blockchain and smart contracts are used to minimize or even eliminate the role of intermediaries, such as bank in financial transactions, digital assets, including cryptocurrency, become the medium of exchange in a peer-to-peer process, sometimes called DeFi or decentralized finance. Cryptocurrency goes mainstream. If there was any doubt whether digital currencies have arrived as a mainstream payment option, looks no further than cryptocurrency exchange platform Coinbase business IPO. Cryptocurrency is taking on more form. They are the best known forms such as Bitcoin and Ethereum that have full and the trend that are stable coin. We seek to bring more stability to cryptocurrency by pegging value to some external reference such as the dollar and there are the central bank digital currencies of various governments. Imagine the Federal Reserve issuing a digital dollar as China is preparing to do with its currency using blockchain. This is an unavoidable trend that will force enterprises to embrace and legitimize cryptocurrency in reality short order. Proponents say that it is could someday lead to the blockchain economy in which cryptocurrency have replaced today's monetary system. Identity management and verification. Blockchain has the potential to bring more privacy into a privacy-starved world. As we give up data about ourselves every day, most willingly and background to us, blockchain makes it possible to tokenize an individual's identity. Think of it this way: when someone presents a driver's license to buy goods, the seller gets inadvertent access to data such as the person's address and driver's license number, when all that's needed is the date of birth. Blockchain-enabled tokenized identities will allow the good buyer to only reveal the pertinent data point. This approach is being considered for COVID-19 vaccine certificate, which Korea already at the forefront. For enterprises, blockchain offers a way to securely establish decentralized identity, giving users more control over when, where, and with whom they share their credentials. This reader know brainer blockchain of verified data moving through multi-organizational networks, a little smart transport for AI. But unleashing artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms onto the river of data flowing through both private and public blockchains, companies will be able to unearth patterns they never have identified otherwise. This technology can alleviate some of others' shortcomings. Blockchain could make it easier and safer for individual and small organizations to share their data. For example, with helping to democratize AI, make it more widely available and less restricted to large corporations. Conversely, AI could make blockchain process more efficient. There are already numerous examples of how the combining of AI and blockchain can help with everything from prediction hurricanes to fighting the opiate crisis. For example, X360 is a supply chain digitalization company that using AI and blockchain to analyze the crops and predict growing pattern, driving efficiency in industries from coffee and seafood to timber and minerals. This is not so much a current trend as one that's coming, but it is included here because it is of its potential to profoundly alter the way enterprise operate. Development, the skill has been tracking closely considered recent ERP has become such as standard in most enterprises. It enables a complex and dispersed organization to communicate internally between the various parts of its business, ensuring that one part knows what another is doing. As the internet has expanded as a business platform, this ERP system have become part of larger multi-organizational network filled with other companies running their own ERP systems. Blockchain will allow the different ERPs to be linked together in what will essentially to be super ERP system that every group called network resource planner (NRP). Okay. There's an example describing how an insurance industry blockchain network would prevent double claim by giving all the insurers access to share, verify data, helping them to avoid unknowingly processing the same claims simultaneously. Looking across this area of blockchain trend, a theme emerged. Whether blockchain is being used to manage a supply chain operation, confirm identity, or extend the capabilities of the ERP system, the overarching goal of blockchain is really the same: creating more transparency by freeing data from operational silos and enabling more multi-entity intelligence. In this way, blockchain has the potential to become the enterprise platform to end all enterprise platform. The future of blockchain technology. Trying to predict the future of any technology is never easy, and blockchain is no different, especially since its history is so short. However, if blockchain continues on its current path, it affects many industries, including the retail, mining, travel, healthcare, education, agriculture, and entertainment. The biggest effect might be in financial services, especially with the growing movement toward decentralized finance, with users permission blockchain to handle complex financial use cases. Government will also likely continue to embrace the blockchain, as universities, governments, and private corporations continue to research and invest in blockchain. The technology will only improve. But they must first address the challenges that blockchain brings, particularly regarding security, privacy, scalability, and interoperability. Blockchain is also not suited to every use case, and business must evaluate deploying it before investing in the technology and putting it into production. Okay, thank you very much. With that, I will end my presentation.
Thank you very much, Professor Asri, for your very meaningful presentations. And now we have had several questions. We've got several questions from the participants here. And let's wait for the screen share. So we have 4 so far, Professor. We have 4 questions. I will read the questions from the first participants, from Professor Pujianto. So the question is that, what is the most hurdle in accepting blockchain in the government? Please elaborate the blockchain condition in Malaysia. So that's the first question. You want to answer one by one, or?
Yeah, one by one.
One by one, okay. That's the first question. Please, Professor.
Okay. Regarding in Malaysia especially, so the condition is different with Indonesia. Indonesia more faster accepting, especially a blockchain in the industry, in the bank system, and so on. But in Malaysia, so it's a little bit different, where they have the certain bodies, Bank Negara Malaysia, and also the SC, Synergize security, which they are observed, they are monitoring on this particular technology, whether it is acceptable or not. Because as we know, Malaysia is a hub of many bad things happen in digital what we call it industry. You see, many scammers and so on. They are putting their effort and make the the Malaysia as a hub. This the concern from the Malaysian government. Okay, like money laundering and so on. Frequent happen in Malaysia. And in one report that most every year $millions has stolen due to scammer. Okay? So that's why the government see that they need to really look into a deep what is the impact as a social economy as a whole in Malaysia. This is my comment. And Malaysia predict 2025 is a year where most likely they will accept the blockchain in the financial and also all the governments. Okay. I hope I answered the first question.
For the answer. Any additional questions from Professor Pujanto maybe? You would like to ask more about your question, your first question?
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Asri. I thought blockchain is very interesting topics, and also my talk today is also about blockchains. But it's the problem with the acceptance.
Yes.
So that's things that why I'm asking about this one.
Yes.
And thank you for the elaboration in Malaysia, because they are very conversative for accepting the technology.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Pujanto. And now we come to the second questions from Fitra Putri Oganda. The question is that what are the challenge and what opportunities are obtained from supply chain in Southeast Asia market region? So that's the question, Professor. Please answer.
Okay, there are many challenges as I mentioned in my presentation just now, and also Dr. Pujanto. This is about the acceptance and the belief. Okay, because it is a new technology. The same thing when the internet comes in early 90s. Everybody seem like they are not confident with the internet, even the online banking as well. Okay, at the first, even until now, especially the elderly people, they are not very convenient and confident to use the online system, the online banking, let's say, which is normal for our youngest generation. The same thing, the challenges, the big challenges here, and the opportunity is there. Only the big challenges is the belief and then confidence. Okay, belief. When it is belief, then they will start to fill up their belief and they will go on. Of course, in a way, they will face problems. This is normal. When it's new technologies, we will face, and it is not stopped there. Of course, when the challenge is coming, because we cannot predict what will happen. When it happen, we can solve it. As we know, okay, now is COVID coming. This is problem, but we don't go on and we try to solve one by one any issues, any challenges. Okay, I think and of course the opportunity is there, not only in Southern Asian market region, but it's whole world actually. Okay,
thank you, Professor Asri. Maybe Fitra Putri, you want to add some more following questions to Professor Asri? Yeah, you can unmute.
Thank you for Prof. Asri has answered my question. Thank you, Prof. Yudi.
Okay, thank you, Fitra Putri. And now we come to the third questions. The next question is from Minda Lutfiani. Her question is that according to blockchain trends as a smart technology, how are the opportunities for implementing blockchain in the renewable energy sector? Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Minda. Okay, in terms of the opportunity, as I said, it's very vast opportunity in any field. Okay, as long as the database is involved. Okay, the tracking is involved. Okay, the transaction is involved in any market. It is suitable. Okay, in terms of renewable energy sector, there are a lot. Okay, from at the early stage of the production until the end, until to the customer. So all that record, you see, can be recorded in the blockchain, and it is a very valid, huge opportunity, especially nowadays in the renewable energy sector. Thank you.
Okay, it's very comprehensive, very short, brief, and very comprehensive answer. Thank you, Professor. This is the last question from Marviola Hardini. So thank you very much for Professor Asri. I'm Marviola Hardini from University of Rahardja. So the question is that, what are the opportunities for blockchain to be applied in the education sector? Will its existence be able to compete with the cryptocurrency trend? So that's the question.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you very much for the question from Marviola Hardini. Okay, as I said, whether it is education sector is what is the main thing is the database, right? The recording and all the syllabus, student database from early beginning of the education until graduation, working, and so on. So definitely the blockchain is the best suit to apply the blockchain. And will its existence be able to compete with cryptocurrency trend? Yes, in one view, no, in one view. Okay, yes, in terms of, okay, because nowadays what the cryptocurrency trend now, they are somehow not fighting, and everybody are trying to to introduce some value that is acceptable by the whole world as a community to be accepted. Every day are introducing a new cryptocurrency. Now it's DeFi. Now every day they are introducing a new thing. See? So when what is the purpose? They are trying to attract the community, because the cryptocurrency will be valuable when they have the kind of follower or community to use. Like our fiat currency, it is just a piece of paper. But what make it valued? Because everybody say it has a value. Okay, it has a value. I took a ringgit to Indonesia. Now Indonesia said, oh, this is not value. See? Okay, and when rupiah go to Malaysia, the same thing happened. The same thing. Everybody tried to find a crowd so that if you see like a cryptocurrency, they will start from $0.00. Means we can say the lowest price, so that community try to engage to that particular cryptocurrency. And to integrate with the sector, education sector, of course, they are we can integrate in the because it is because of the payments, and also the cryptocurrencies, they have what call it the blockchain itself. Okay, so some of the blockchains of the cryptocurrency, they provide like tokenized, so we can somehow peg any value with that tokenized that probably extracted from the cryptocurrency blockchain itself. I hope it answered.
Okay, thank you, Professor Asri. I think that's enough for the question. But we still have one last questions from the participants. Maybe they are very enthusiastic to us about this issue. So this is come from Ahbaidun. So the question is that, hasn't the way the blockchain work so far in various fields, especially in the natural science, not just finance?
Yes, that's correct. So any what we call it, in natural sciences, especially in what we call it in finding new things, okay, new finding. So of course they can plug in into the blockchain, and it is very good in the track recording. Okay, when do the research, and we can track all those findings in the blockchain.
Okay. I think that's enough. Maybe Afki Baidun, you have additional question to Professor Asri? Because he has just already answered your questions. Or just enough?
Nah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Afki Baidun, for the questions. I think no one asked the questions more, so I think that that's enough for our first sessions for the keynote speech. Thank you very much for Professor Asri for your very meaningful, insightful, and comprehensive presentation. I think that all participants here very enjoy your presentation, and this is the end, actually, the Q&A sessions, and we will move to the next agenda. Again, thank you, Professor Asri. Let's give a round of applause to Professor Asri. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to remind you that right after this, we are going to have the second keynote session. And after the second keynote speech, as usual, we will have question and answer sessions. So those you are encouraged to ask questions and prepare the questions while the presenter, the keynote speaker, are delivering their speech. We will start the second keynote speech in 2 minutes. For that reasons, you are advised to stay tuned in your room. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this room. We are coming to the next agenda, that is special speech from our second keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Insinyur Untung Rahardja, MTIMM, from Rahardja University and University Technology Malaysia. In this special occasion, Professor Dr. Insinyur Untung Rahardja, MTIMM, will deliver his speech entitled Identifying Best Computational Intelligence in Higher Education and Future Directions. This is his profile. Professor Untung, you have 30 minutes for presentation. Time is yours, please.
Hi, good morning everyone. Thank you for having me here to deliver and share what my experience. I have the opportunity to receive a world-class professor grant from the Indonesia government with Professor Asri. Yeah. The title of our research is a design framework on tertiary education system in Indonesia using blockchain technology. So during the 30 minutes presentation, I would like to talk more about myself, what I have done in blockchain, and share my experience within these 3 years, what I have done in the technology of blockchain. Hopefully, we can arouse interest and motivation for the audience to pursue in blockchain technology, and we can collaborate and develop this technology together. So the purpose of this talk is to share my experience so that we can collaborate and develop blockchain together, develop the ecosystem for the progress in Indonesia. I started researching on blockchain since 3 years ago in 2019, and until now, I have many friends who work together in blockchain, and also has published a few scientific papers and received from Indonesian grant. So I hope after this presentation, I would have more friends, and you can contact me using this WhatsApp number, or you can email me. Okay, this is a little bit about myself. Yeah. Slide. Do you see my slide? Sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would like to talk a bit about myself. Yeah. In 2020, I received from the Indonesian government to be 500 best researcher. Yeah. My research interest is about blockchain and management information technology, and I serve many volunteer work as a reviewer and also as editorial board. Some of them are high tier journal publication, Q1 Frontier in Psychology, Helion, and Journal of Enterprise Information Management. I'm happy because my work on blockchain has been acknowledged by the scientific community in the world. I also serve a lot of activities in the organization in Indonesia. So I have many friends who work together in the same research area of interest. Okay. Thanks to the committee for ICMIS ICRI, this is the third time I was invited to be the keynote speaker, and I also have the opportunity to speak as a keynote speaker in a few occasions, especially talking about blockchain technology. This is some of the highlight about the paper that I wrote. In Scopus, I have 9 papers specifically talking about blockchain. And in Google Scholar, I have a few more, about 22 of them. And I would like to share with you what I have wrote here. So at the end of this session, I would like to share this slide to everybody. Maybe the Pak Yudi can facilitate the sharing. Yeah. If you click here, you will have all the bib file for my work. And if you click here, yeah, you will have a copy of the paper. So hopefully, in doing this, I will have a lot more friends to have the same interest in working on blockchain, and in the end, I can share co-authorship with my new friends. And also, if you find my work interesting, you can also make citation. After I work a lot on blockchain, yeah, this year I have the opportunity to receive a lot of grants, mostly I can say all of them from the Indonesian government grants. Yeah, total of 2.5 billion. Yeah. One of them that I'm proud of is I got a grant of a world-class professor, and I got this with Prof. Asri, and Prof. Asri has been the first keynote speaker in this conference. Yeah, I got the grant of 160 million, and what I have to do here is to develop blockchain technology so that we can improve the blockchain technology, especially in the education sector for the Indonesian government. And for that purpose, we need to be able to publish in Q1 Scopus paper. Yeah, that is our promise to the government to publish two papers. Yeah, I was hoping that through this keynote speech, I can have more friends to work on this. Maybe I would like to invite some of the prominent researcher of blockchain to participate in this research, so that we can improve together. Other than that, I also have the opportunity of getting a startup grant, yeah, of ABC. ABC is Alphabet Blockchain of 275 million, and I got a postdoctoral grant. This was last year, yeah, of 160 million, also about blockchain, yeah. And this one here is about the matching fund of Kedai Reka Matching Fund. This is about renewable energy. Actually, somewhat related with blockchain too. How we combine renewable energy with blockchain technology, so that we can achieve better results. For this, the grant is big, is $1.5 billion. Sorry, rupiah. So I'm thankful of what I have achieved this far, and I was hoping that I can achieve more by sharing with you about what I have done in blockchain, and hopefully we can work together to achieve more. Okay, this one is what I have done for my postdoctoral degree with the University of Indonesia, and thankfully it is accepted and will be published in Q1 journal, yeah, Journal of Applied Research and Technology. The title is Immutable Ubiquitous Digital Certificate Authentication Using Blockchain Protocol. You can get the copy of paper here by clicking the link here. Okay, these are a few very interesting books that I have read, and I find it very useful, and I would like to share with you so that you would like to read also, and this will give you a lot more discovery and understanding about blockchain. Okay, blockchain, the next everything. The future is faster than you think, and life after Google. Okay, let's talk a little bit about blockchain. Yeah, I try to talk a little bit about this one because Prof. Asri already explained so thoroughly about blockchain technology, and also I believe you can find what is about blockchain in many sources. For example, you can find a lot of things about blockchain in YouTube. Also, lots of blockchain papers, and in Google also many explanation about blockchain. But allow me to talk a little bit about blockchain here. Yeah. Blockchain is firstly discovered by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2008. And amazingly, until now, we never know who is Satoshi Nakamoto. But because of him, it has already bring very revolutionary change in our society, yeah, in the world, because of the discovery of blockchain. So until now, we never know that Satoshi Nakamoto is a boy, is a man, or a woman, or maybe it's a group. Yeah, it only appear in internet, and after he finished his work, he disappear. Okay, so what is blockchain? Blockchain, we can say blockchain is originated from four knowledge field. It comes from accounting. Yeah. It also emphasizes on cryptography, and it has a lot to do with mathematics and also computer science. So it is actually a multidisciplinary knowledge that we are talking about here. Yeah, it's a combination of these four big knowledge, and we develop blockchain. Here we say that blockchain has redefined the World Wide Web as web of value. So the question is, if this is web of value, what was the web before that? Before that, we call it web of information. That means we can find so many information there. The information flow is so fast that we revolutionize ourselves into Industry 4.0. But along the way, there's still problem that we can share information in the web, but it is difficult to share information, to share value in the web. For example, if I want to send you money, yeah, if I want to give you $100, maybe using WhatsApp or something like that, yeah, what I do is I give you a copy of that picture. So I'm only giving you information and I'm not giving you value. Value has to mean that it is the only one. It is the only one. That one, I give it to you. For example, if I have money in my wallet and I pull that money out and I give it to you, you have that money and I don't have that money. I don't have that money anymore. Okay. So what I'm doing is I transfer value to you. But if I take that money and I photocopy it, after that I give it to you, you find no meaning in that transaction, because I am not giving you value. I'm only giving you information. So that is what is happening in the World Wide Web. You say that I give you something, I give you a video or something. What are you doing is actually you are giving that person a copy of yours. Meaning that after you give that person that copy, you yourself still have that copy. So actually it is a flow of information, not much of the flow of a value. So, and then you might argue that we can also transfer money by opening mobile banking from one bank, and from that mobile banking, I can transfer money to you and it is authentic. Yeah? But we are saying that is going through an intermediary process, yeah, going through intermediate process that you trust the bank to transfer that money. Okay, so blockchain is talking about how we can remove intermediary in between, so that I can do transaction between I and you without having a third party in between. Third party could be bank, could be government that mediate us. Yeah. In such a way that it is empowering us to publish, distribute, selling information, not only share information but selling information, meaning that this information is valuable to me. I not only share to you but I sell it to you. Yeah. Services and product of value. Product of value also means like certificate. In Indonesia we call it ijazah. Yeah, if I give you from digitally, I give you my certificate, you are not sure that certificate is authentic or not. It could be tampered. Yeah, meaning that you can use Photoshop to alter the content of the certificate. Yeah, from what blockchain promise, this thing can be eliminated if we use blockchain technology. So we are hoping that the blockchain technology can accelerate industrial 4.0, and some people saying that blockchain will open up industrial 5.0. So it is an exciting field, and blockchain technology is in line with what the Indonesian government required. Yeah, it is written in the RIRN, Riset Induk Republik Indonesia. Yeah. So if we are working on something that is in line with the government objective, in that sense, we can get more support, including getting more grant. These are some of the, we call it more than 50 real-world use cases for the blockchain technology. Professor Asri has highlighted that that blockchain is very useful in the financial system, including the rising of the cryptocurrency, also in the supply chain. But actually, there are many more, and it has already been implemented in the world, meaning that it is not only promises, but it has already been implemented in many other areas, including here, it is listed 50 more, but there are more to discover. Some of them, including government, is very important. Some of the government in the world has seriously considered to implement blockchain throughout their governmental sector. Those are Arab Emirates and Estonia, probably China. Taiwan has been very serious. Later, Professor Chen can probably add more on it, how serious Taiwan is to implement the blockchain technology. Australia also, yeah, Singapore, yeah, and many other countries is getting seriously considered the blockchain technology for the government sector. Indonesia has been talking a lot about implementing blockchain technology, especially on the finance sector. That means from the Menteri Keuangan has seriously considered about this blockchain technology. Hopefully, our work, including my work, can be useful in that sense. Identification is important, mobile payment, and many others. But there is surprising things that we look here. After we carefully see the list, there is nothing about education. So I'm highly interested. I was thinking that education sector has not been considered seriously for blockchain technology. So why not we open up the novelty here that we work more seriously for blockchain technology in the education sector. So that is how I come in. Okay. And in the education sector, there are a lot more also. Yeah, some of them work on the teaching parts. Yeah, some of them work on the administration part, maybe the finance part. But what I'm working on is on the certification. That means on the ending. Yeah, after the student complete all the process of the education, they receive a certificate. And how that certificate can be a lot more valuable after implementing blockchain technology. So in the beginning, let's talk a little bit about socio-economic problem. Yeah, meaning that if this problem is not solved, yeah, the effect is heavy on our society and on our economy. So So the students enter the society with a certificate, and what happens if this certificate is faulty or it's difficult to verify or authenticate? Yeah, they have to go through a big long process, meaning that after I give you a certificate, then the employer will say that you will come back another time. I have to verify the authenticity of this certificate. Yeah, or if they find it too troublesome, they just ignore those certificate and they reassess your ability. So that gap, yeah, make the people less interested in pursuing the degree because it is not considered in the employer, and they and also take a lot of time and money to have the whole process there. If that process is not work properly, meaning that you will have doctor who doesn't have proper qualification or faulty qualification. You also have lawyer with faulty qualification. Yeah, you also have teacher with faulty qualification, and in the end, society will have problem. So that is the case. Yeah, and here the highlight is it is easy to falsify and it is hard to verify. Meaning that within 1 hour, using Photoshop, you can easily falsify the certificate. Yeah, but it is hard to verify because you have to go through the authority, and it have to go through many steps and processes. It takes weeks to verify the authenticity of the certificate. So that is the whole idea. With the blockchain come in, yeah, we can eliminate those process within seconds or within minutes. We can verify the authenticity of that certificate. In that way, we improve society and we improve in economy for the nation. That is my argument for this research. Yeah. These are a few papers that I wrote. I wrote something here about the blockchain manifesto. Actually, what is popular now is the Agile manifesto. And from the Agile manifesto, I try to write about blockchain manifesto. So it's talking about the value in the items on the right. Yeah, there are value in the item on the right, but we have higher value, much higher value with the item on the left. And I have the opportunity to write this paper with Professor Ngadi, our first keynote speaker. Thank you, Professor. So this is about social value proposition. The committee tell me that I have not much time. I only have 5 minutes more. So I would like to briefly talk about this. When they talk about social value proposition, they are saying that this is kind of like a promise. It is not yet happening yet, yeah, but it is a proposition. It is a promise that if we implement blockchain in our sector, these are our promise. One of them is a trust. Yeah, that means you don't need to trust anybody. Yeah, you can have a trustless society. Yeah, immutable. Yeah, immutable meaning that you cannot change it after you write it. You cannot change it. Okay, transparency and prudence, meaning that everything is transparent there, and it can be traced since the very beginning. So nobody can cheat. Yeah, this intermediation, meaning that you don't need third party. Right from the blockchain, you already get something authenticate. Self-sovereignty and identity. This is also a big promise, meaning that if you have something, make sure it is yours. Yeah, if you have a certificate, do you think it's yours? Maybe not, because there is authority there. Okay, and sometimes the authority does not need to ask your permission, and they already distribute to other people. So you don't have the self-sovereignty. Yeah, you thought you own something, but you actually don't own it. The authority own it. So blockchain is actually like giving the power to the people, self-sovereignty to the people. In Indonesia, we call it merdeka. Okay, security. this is something of very debatable also. Yeah, if people say that blockchain will secure you, the other debate will say that blockchain is actually not secure. Something like privacy is also debatable. Yeah, people will be saying that in blockchain you lose privacy, but blockchain is actually claiming that if you use blockchain, you have the ultimate privacy. Okay. So in terms of security, you need to consider these five issue. Yeah, and this is actually the main theme of my research, proving and implementing the security in blockchain. Okay, privacy, storage. Yeah, you need to have a reliable storage. Yeah, secure storage, authentication. You don't need this intermediation for authentication, authorization, and transaction. You need a secure transaction. This is my work. Basically, this is my work. How the university can secure the certificate using a smart contract here, and they do it using this key pair value, the public key and the private key, doing the hashing function and put it into the blockchain, where the student work on their study and store in the local database with the lecturer. And in between, we have the mobile application where the enterprise, meaning that the company, can immediately access this mobile API using blockchain technology to know about this student, maybe the certificate, maybe the process of their learning, all in the blockchain. So this is my main work. I would like to end my presentation. Here I would like to thank Professor Ngadi for having me in a world-class professor program. Yeah. Both of us have the opportunity to receive this world-class professor grant, and we hope that we can contribute to Malaysia government as well as the Indonesia government to publish a reputable paper in the area of blockchain for education. Before I end, I would also like to mention that I am invited, because of my work, I'm invited in Frontiers as a topic editor. So I'm in charge of special issue in blockchain, and I have to do a lot of work here. I hope that I can invite my friends, especially in this conference, to participate in this research. Yeah. Okay. So I would like to thank ICMIS 2021 committee members for their generosity. Yeah. Special invitation to me as a keynote speaker in this innovative international conference that synergize with the blockchain technology. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, Professor Untung Rahardja, for your very comprehensive presentations. It's interesting, actually, you offered novelty of blockchain technology and education sectors. I think that's very interesting for most of researchers in this forum. So we are coming to the next agenda, is that a question and answer sessions. So far we have 4 questions addressed to Professor Untung Rahardja, and I would like to read the first questions, and then maybe you can answer the first question, Professor. The question is from Ninda Lutfiani. Ninda says that, thank you, Professor, for your interesting presentation. In the past 3 years, you have received a lot of research and grants related to blockchain. Can you share best practices for learning blockchain, especially related to renewable energy? Okay, that's the first question. Professor Untung, please, time is yours to answer the question.
Okay. Thank you for your question, Ninda. Yeah. If we try to talk about a best practice, yeah, I would like to say that it is a work of a team. Yeah, without team, you definitely cannot do these things. It is only a very fraction of a scale that you can achieve if you don't have a team. Team meaning internal team and also external team. So in every day when you go to the office to work, you have strong team to work on it, and you cannot only 100% rely on that team. You need to work with other people who are expert in this area. And for this purpose, I work with Professor Nizar from University of Indonesia. I have the great opportunity to work with Professor Asri from UTM, yeah, and those and many other people that together we work on this, yeah. And in the grant, it emphasized on government activity, which is Merdeka Belajar, Kampus Merdeka, MBKM. So that everything you do, you need to highlight on this MBKM, how it benefits to the student especially, how it benefits to the teacher, and how it benefits to Indonesia. You really have to emphasize those three. If you can convince the assessor, the reviewer of these three, you probably have a good chance. Other than that, they will see your track record. Yeah, if you are applying on blockchain, is your track record on blockchain good or not? Yeah, if you're applying on renewable energy, is your track record on renewable energy, your publication and so on is good or not? And what we can do is we combine the technology for blockchain with renewable energy. Yeah, we can combine these two, the blockchain and renewable energy. So that's about it. That's my comment.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Untung. Any follow-up questions from Ms. Ninda, please?
Yeah, thank you very much, Prof, for your interesting presentation. So the best thing is the best team. We can we can achieve the unachievable, right? Thank you, Prof.
Okay. Ms. Ninda said that it is better with a team to get a lot of research and grants like you did with Professor Asri. That's right. Okay, thank you, Ms. Ninda, for the questions. And we come to the second questions from Nuke Puji Lestari. Nuke Puji Lestari asks about how do blockchain opportunities synergize with data storage in education? Okay, please, Professor Untung, to answer the questions.
Okay, thanks for the question. Yeah. Data storage could be a field of for itself. That means it's a knowledge and research all by itself. Yeah, blockchain could be another, but it is actually so very interrelated. Yeah, and because of the blockchain revolution, data storage has also gone through transformation from most of them centralized data storage. Now they are switching towards decentralized data storage. Yeah, more and more application they are moving from centralized to decentralized data storage. So for people who are working on data storage, it's good opportunity to explore on blockchain also. Yeah, and it's good opportunity to explore on the decentralized data storage because blockchain is using decentralized data storage, distributed data system and decentralized data storage. So that is my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the answers, Professor Untung. Tunukzu, any additional questions to Professor Untung about your questions?
Thank you, Prof. Is it excellent answer? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We are coming to the next questions from Supriyono Agung. Mr. Supriyono Agung asked about blockchain again. Can we apply blockchain just between university and another stakeholder, or must be built widely to all faculty?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Thanks, Pak Supriyono Agung, for the question. Yeah. Firstly, Pak Supriyono mentioned about high cost of building blockchain infrastructure. Yeah, which is probably very true at this moment. Yeah, because it is very new and not many people are working on it. Throughout the time, definitely costs will reduce a lot, where a lot more people working on it. It is the same as in blockchain technology or in other technology. It started with very high costs, and in the end, the cost drop dramatically when there's a public adoption. And if you look at how whether we have to apply blockchain on university scale or on the faculty scale, I would, on the other hand, say that you have to apply blockchain in the national scale, meaning that for this to work, we need to cooperate between universities. Yeah, we cannot have universities separately build the blockchain. Yeah, for a start, probably some university will build their own blockchain. Later on, there are a few university make consortium where they work together, building the one blockchain for the university. And the way they do it, they can discover reduced costs and also better penetration to the society. Yeah. Eventually, we built bigger consortium. Yeah, bigger decentralized blockchain, because blockchain will be effective if it is decentralized, where there is a lot more people participating. You have a more secure, decentralized system. Yeah, so I would say that the answer is not on the university level or the faculty level. It should be in a higher adoption level, possibly with other countries, meaning that Indonesia and Malaysia work together on this blockchain technology for the education sector, for example. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Untung. As you know that when you answer the questions, many questions comes again and again. So we receive a lot of questions from the participants. I think that they are very enthusiastic with your presentation. But unfortunately, we still remain about 15 minutes. So we just try our best to present the questions, and then maybe you can answer comprehensively and shortly, so that all questions can be answered by you. Okay, the next question is from Pariang Siagian. Mr. Pariang asked about pandemic. Since the pandemic, mobile payments are a must that will be carried out in every business, including ICMIS or UMKM. What do you think about the current implementation of blockchain in Indonesia recently, and if compared to other countries such as Malaysia? Please.
Okay, as Professor Asri mentioned, Malaysia has not much doing adoption in blockchain. I would also say that in Indonesia, blockchain implementation is still very rare. Yeah, how we would know that? We can see that not much publication in blockchain from Indonesia. Yeah, also as I participate in the startup conference or other big meetings, yeah, I see that very few blockchain implementation in Indonesia. So this could be exciting, meaning that if it is already saturated, I myself wouldn't want to work on it also. Yeah, but since this is still very rare and it is very promising for the future, I would encourage more people to work on it. Yeah, and then we can work together in a way we can be successful implementing blockchain technology in Indonesia. That's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Much, Professor Untung. So we still have 4 more questions, and a participant asked 4 questions, but I think we'll select the question first from Mr. Ahmad Baidun. Mr. Ahmad Baidun asked 4 questions directly. So I will read the question. Blockchain, number 1 is blockchain is a must in the new way of life in the world. And the second one is, what are the social and political impacts of blockchain implementation? The third one is, who was the first to implement blockchain? Government, financial sector, education, industry, or who? And the last one is, what are the negative impact of widespread adoption of blockchain? Maybe Professor, you can select one of the 4 questions, or you can answer all the questions. Maybe. Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmad Baidun. Yeah. Whether blockchain is a must in the new way of life, we actually never know. Yeah, where a lot of researchers, including me and you, work on it. A lot of people like it and work on it. Then blockchain will get more adoption, and it become very useful, and it become our way of life. But on the other hand, if many rejection of blockchain, and then eventually people stop doing blockchain, then eventually it will die out, and it doesn't become the new way of life. Yeah. So this is the same thing like the internet. When the internet comes, there's so many pros and cons, and they are asking whether this is a new way of life or not. Yeah. At the time, the internet could die off, or it can become today. Today, our new way of life is internet. Yeah. So that's my 2 cents. So nobody knows. It is only the work of people to make our new way of life. Without the work of people, presently, me, you, and everybody, yeah, then there's no future. There's no new way of life. So there'll be the new way of life because of our work. So let's work on it. And the social and political impacts of blockchain is tremendous. Yeah, tremendous. Yeah, it's very big. Yeah. Because of the negative connotation of cryptocurrency, where people are laundering money, where people get cheated in the cryptocurrency, where it is so volatile, up and down, and so on. So many people lose money. If they win money, they keep quiet, and they lose money, they cry and shout. Yeah. So the social impact and the political impact is very big. Yeah. But so are the everything which is great, so are the social and political impacts. They are all great. Yeah. So I'm still positive about all these things. Yeah. If not on the cryptocurrency, we can work on other parts of the blockchain implementation. Like me, I'm working on the education part. So many implementation, meaning that you can work on so many parts. Yeah. So to the third one, who was the first to implement blockchain? This one actually you can discover from Google. I am tempted to Google first before asking this, but I got no time to Google first. My first impression is that the first the first government that implement blockchain is Estonia, and they are very successful in doing it until now. Yeah. For the rest, I hope that you have to Google it, because I cannot remember all those things. Yeah. Okay, number 4, the negative impact of the widespread of adoption of blockchain. So whatever we do in the world, there are 2 sides of the coin. Yeah, always there's a plus and there's a minus. When you think it is so good, it suddenly come out the bad part. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. As long as we work on it, like what Prof. Asri said, that if you don't try, you never know. You cannot predict what is going to happen. But when it already happened, we can solve it. Something like that. Thank you, Pak Ahmad Baidun, for your questions.
Thank you, Baidun, because we have very limited time and we still have 4 questions. But I think that 4 questions have related each other, so maybe we can combine the questions, and then maybe you can wrap up the answer for the 4 questions. From Adam Faturaman, for example, he asked about the challenge faced in implementing blockchain, especially in education. It is almost same with the previous question, I think. And blockchain from Untitled Tech asked about solution. What is the solution can be applied from blockchain technology to education system? I think Professor Untung also have explained a little bit about that, but maybe Professor Untung can add more about this. And the third is from Dr. Chandra Lukita about, what do you think blockchain technology for build an open higher education in Indonesia? Still about education and related to each other. And the last one is from Dr. Henry. He asked about education sector in Indonesia is about how to implement the rules from government. Would you like to explain about it in your expert opinion? maybe these 4 questions you can wrap up in 5 minutes answers, maybe, Professor, and you
Yeah,
can
okay, thank you.
choose one of the questions that you easy to answer, please.
Okay. Okay. So, sure, I would like to briefly answer everyone. Yeah, from Adam Fatur Rahman about the prohibit the use of this technology. Yeah, we have to clarify on this. Yeah, nobody trying to prohibit the use of blockchain technology. Nobody in the world. But what they prohibit is they prohibit cryptocurrency, where cryptocurrency is built on blockchain. Yeah, that's the real case. Yeah, because cryptocurrency is so difficult to manage, some of the government is very worried and they prohibit cryptocurrency. Some prohibit totally, some prohibit some of the cryptocurrency. Yeah, but for the blockchain technology itself, I'm sure nobody prohibited. That is my answer to Adam. Yeah, for blockchain from blockchain frontier technology. Blockchain technology to the education system during this COVID-19. COVID-19 has transformed and accelerate many things. Yeah, even in the education technology, they transform so entirely. Yeah, and even without the blockchain technology, with other technology, for example, artificial intelligence. Yeah, they do a lot on that. Meaning that after we do Zoom meeting like this, and then we have to do testing. Testing at the end of the semester, they have to use AI to detect your eye movement and so on. Yeah. Also for the blockchain technology, definitely it is very useful during this COVID-19 and also post COVID-19. That means after this COVID-19, it will be very useful. Where people try to keep a distance from other people because of the virus. And whatever we do, we still try to do digitally. And how we can do authentication in the digital world, that is where the blockchain technology comes in. So I'm saying that because of this COVID-19, blockchain technology is also, the adoption of blockchain technology is also accelerating, meaning that people working more on this and people adopting more on this. Thank you for the question. I don't know your name, but it's from blockchain frontier technology. From Dr. Chandra Lukita, this is my older brother. Thank you for the question. And with Dr. Chandra, I work a lot of papers on blockchain technology with Dr. Chandra, and I'm happy and I thank you for that. The question is asking about open higher education in Indonesia using blockchain technology. That is actually what I'm working on. That means I work hard to get grant on this, and I publish paper also on this. There is so many segments on this that we have to cover, and I can only say that it is very promising. Let's work on it more together in the future. And to Dr. Henry, the issue on blockchain for education sector and the rules from government, I would say that the government is worried about cryptocurrency, but never worried about blockchain. For now, there is no resistance from the government if we use blockchain technology for education sector. But of course, it is not a promise. There is no guarantee that in the future the government will get worried and then try to step in and regulate us. Yeah, it is always possible. But we need to keep enthusiastic and keep working on it. There is also the reason that I got so many grants on blockchain technology from the government, because the government give me money. So actually the government is asking back to me, why don't you convince me about the blockchain technology that can be applied to improve our government, to improve our competency our government competency compared to other country. Let's say our neighboring country, Malaysia, Singapore, and so on. We need to be able to improve ourselves, and how the blockchain can step in and improve our digital technology in the era of disruption era 4.0. Something like that. Yeah. Thank you so much for all your questions. I'm so happy that I got many questions here that prove that we are all interested in this. Let's say that after this I will receive a lot of WhatsApp messages and email to work together, or maybe some more questions that I can answer. I would be happy to answer from WhatsApp and email. Yeah. Thank you everybody, and thank you to Pak Yudi, and I would like to turn this to you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Untung, for your brief, comprehensive answers. I think there's still many participants who would like to ask questions to you, but maybe because our time is very limited, so maybe after this, they can contact you through email or WhatsApp. I think that's okay, right, for Professor? Okay, I think this is the end of the question and answer sessions. We would like to gratitude to our speakers, our amazing speaker, and all participants who have been actively enthusiastic during the sessions. Let's give a round of applause to Professor Untung Rahardja. Thank you, Professor. And ladies and gentlemen, after this, we'll have our last keynote sessions, our third keynote sessions. As usual, there will be Q&A session after the speech.